Each and every day, millions of people visit Twitch and YouTube hoping to watch their favorite professional gamers compete on a global stage. With the League of Legends World Championships currently going on, a lot of gamers and non-gamers are asking the question, are esports really sports? The very earliest known video game competition took place 44 years ago on October 19, 1972. Taking place at Stanford University, this Intergalactic Space War Olympics awarded a one-year subscription to Rolling Stone magazine for the best player of Space War. Similar competitions were held all throughout the early days of video games, but it wasn't until the late 90s and early 2000s when eSports really started to take the shape that we see them in today. With the rise of the World Cyber Games, Intel Extreme Masters, and Major League Gaming, not to mention the growing popularity of professional video games in the East, gamers got their first taste of major competition. Out of these years, we saw players such as Fatality and Moon gain enough prestige and recognition to begin gaining endorsement deals from larger and larger technology companies, such as Nvidia and Intel. Despite this, professional video games stayed a very niche part of gaming culture. Within the last few years, however, with the advent of professional, organized leagues such as Riot Games' League of Legends Championship Series, esports is now beginning to gain a massive audience. Over 20 million people tuned in to watch the International Dota 2 Championships in 2014, and since then the number of esports fans has grown exponentially. But are esports the same thing as quote-unquote real sports? There are a lot of people who argue both ways. ESPN president John Skipper notably said that esports are not a sport, they are competition. In 2013, during an episode of Real Sports with Bryant Gumbel, a series of panelists openly laughed at the notion of video games as sports. And Colin Cowherd, a Fox Sports radio host, once went so far as to say, quote, "Esports are for booger eaters." However, more and more around the world, esports are being seen as legitimate sporting events. Several countries, including France, Russia, and even the United States, have begun issuing athlete visas to esports players, effectively classifying games as sports. ESPN has even begun broadcasting matches, albeit on one of their secondary channels. Personally, I find myself torn. My gut reaction when asked if they are a sport is, of course, they take skill and deserve to be recognized. However, the more and more that I think about it, the more I ask myself, should we even want them to be? I mean, we as gamers don't really need the validation that comes with being legitimized as a sport. Why can't esports just be their own thing? Millions of people watch them and love them. Is that not enough? I don't know. As I said, I'm torn. But I want to know what you guys think. Comment down below with your own thoughts and let's see if we can get a good discussion going about this. I'm BenderWaffles, and this is just something I've been pondering.